What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Secondary market chill. This is nuts. For those of you who don't know, Mist Valley Apex Avion has absolutely skyrocketed in price. It has gone up basically depending on which rarity you get. $30, let's just go ahead and call it, because the lowest of the DT rarity, which is just a rare, is about $28 on TCG Player, and then the secret rare is coming in at an even 30. So the card has tripled in price. And why the hell did this happen? What has caused this sudden price increase? Is it a buyout? I actually don't think that this is a buyout. This is because of the UDS that's taking place over this weekend, and just because there isn't a live stream does not mean that people are not paying attention. It doesn't mean that word of mouth is not spreading amongst the competitive Yu-Gi-Oh community. If you guys don't know, Jeff Jones went undefeated during day one. He's playing Pendulum Magicians, and Pendulum Magicians seem to be the strongest deck at the entire tournament. Now, if you guys watch my top 10 that pretty much nobody watched, I had Pendulum Magicians at the 2 spot, and I predicted that they were going to dominate the next month of competitive play until Spirals came out, and then Spirals are just going to take over the fucking format. But this is pretty much a linchpin card in the deck. To my knowledge, Pendulum Magicians don't have too many defensive cards. A lot of times, like, your Pendulum skills can kind of be defensive. Obviously, you have the really good Trap. That's kind of like a Scrap Dragon type card. But Apex Avion still is kind of a walking Infernity barrier that is just, it's a card that you can use multiple times. And it gives you an offensive weapon and a defensive weapon at the same time. I forget exactly when I put the video out talking about how the second kind of, this may have been a different time, but I remember alluding to the fact that Apex Avion should kind of be a staple in all Pendulum decks with what I like to call wide scales. Wide scales are when you can basically Pendulum summon like a level 7 monster. If you're playing a deck like Zephyra, as long as you don't have any restrictions like Cleafort. But if you're playing like Metaphors, you're playing Pendulum Magicians, if you have those wide scales like 1 in 8 or, you know, 1 in 10 or 0 in 10 or something like that, I think you should definitely be playing Apex Avion because it is such a fantastic card. I think it's also gone up because you kind of need the card in multiples. And if you look at these printings, guys, I mean, Hidden Arsenal 2, this is like at the fucking beginning of Dual Terminal Part 1. You know how long this is? This is coming from what, like the 5Ds era. This is a card that has been out of print for a very long time. Dual Terminal 2, I mean, you're not going to be able to find any dual terminals in the wild. You're not going to be able to find any packs of Hidden Arsenal 2. So even though this card was probably at its lowest point, like, I don't know, maybe $1, probably even less, it is a card that's always been extremely good. It just kind of depends on how you can summon it, and with there being no Kieran in the game and, you know, Pendulum's kind of getting hit in other ways, it's definitely one of the strongest cards to kind of run in the deck and use as a defensive option and as a offensive option, especially if your opponent is playing a deck that struggles to get over established fields like Paleozoic or ABC. If you have the Pendulum Trap and you have this, like, what is ABC going to do? ABC is so reliant on its normal summon. If you end up hitting like the Union Hanger with this, and then you get the normal summon with maybe the Trap, like, their turn is done and you basically just kill them the next turn unless they strike like the summon of the Mist Valley Apex Avion. I actually checked it out on eBay as well, and this right here, this $25 copy, which to be honest, I'm not sure if you guys will even see this because it could be gone in the next few hours. This is the lowest copy on eBay. In fact, if you search Apex Avion, there's only, what, 6 different listings. I mean, there are a couple here. Actually, no, this is, you've got a couple here, but you do have to commit to buying 2. Same thing if you buy this, which this evens out at 25 a pop, but again, you have to buy 3. So I actually think that for the foreseeable future, I think Apex Avion is probably going to be a $25 to $30 card. Kind of interesting. I thought that most people who wanted Pendulum Magicians probably would have already known about this card, so I don't really think that there's an excuse for, if you're a Pendulum aspiring player, for you to be like, well, I didn't know, because it's been good in the Pendulum deck since like, I don't know, since Joker and we first got the Pendulum structure deck. But I don't know, I think a lot of people got hyped about Pendulums when Wavering Eyes was announced that it was coming back to 3. I think that's what really did it, and that's what made people feel so comfortable. And I really would like to see some mirror matches of Pendulums, because I just want to see how Wavering Eyes resolves, because that card is absolutely nuts. But just wanted to let you guys know, secondary market is already showing effects from the UDS. It'll be interesting to see maybe if Pendulum Magicians win, if the card goes up even more. And another card to keep your guys' eye on, Droll and Lockbird. This is just my personal prediction. I feel like Droll and Lockbird is going to be a $25 card for all like rarities. I think maybe within a month, because of what it does to spirals and how good it is. But anyways, now I'm just talking about something different. Thank you guys for watching. As always, you let me know what you think of the crazy increase of Mist Valley, Apex, Avion in the comment section below. And subscribe if you have not already. Turn on those notifications for daily videos.